welcome to the Miami Heat Zone podcast. I'm your host, Martello Wellen. We're pushing to 5,000 subscribers. Hit that subscribe button, and thank you for all the support. So I started a series where I'm bringing on Miami Heat fans to see what they think of the current status of the Miami Heat. And today we have Josh. Josh is a gamer. So Josh, please shout out all of your gaming channels, your Twitch, so that the people can know where to find you and what games you play.
Right now it's just Twitch. I'm gonna eventually start uploading on YouTube, and I started a couple clips on Instagram, but on Twitch at King Slap'em, KingSlapem, and also on Instagram, same thing. YouTube isn't up yet. I'm probably gonna do a TikTok because that's how the world is going now. You gotta have TikTok for everything. But yeah, twitch.tv/King Slap'em. That's KingSlapem. I play a lot of you guys probably heard this game is called Catan. I really don't know how to explain it, or there's no game I can compare it to. It's a pretty unique game. And then obviously I play some Call of Duty too. But right now that's about it. I'll probably find some other games eventually, but that's all I'm playing right now. I'll probably be on stream a little later.
Sounds good. So right now, the current status of the Miami Heat, we are running it back. You know, there's a lot of things going on with Jimmy Butler in terms of he wants the extension. The Miami Heat are really not too quick to give it to him. You know, he's missing a bunch of games during the regular season. You know, sometimes he doesn't really seem engaged. A lot of people want to trade Tyler Hero. Some people are still wary about the fit with Terry and Tyler. So just the overall current status with the Miami Heat not really getting another star type player. Like, what is your overall assessment with this Miami Heat team right now?
I mean, there's a lot to talk about with this Heat team. I guess let's start with Tyler Hero because that's the easiest one to kind of knock out. And clearly, he doesn't want to be here, man. I mean, if we're going by his Twitter posts and his likes and stuff like that, like he clearly doesn't want to be here. What we've seen in the past is that you got to take I've never done it taking the social media stuff seriously. That with Klay Thompson deleting all his Warrior stuff and all of that, but he ended up leaving. You know what I mean? There's some credence to this stuff. So as silly as it may sound, we have to take some of that stuff into consideration. You know, I don't think he wants to be here. He's really the only trade piece we have with any type of any type of value. So I think it starts, making the right move. I think starts with I'm on a podcast right now. The move I think starts with getting rid of Tyler Hero. So that's number one. That's where I feel on the Tyler Hero thing. Next, I think we can move on to Jimmy Butler, and it's a tough one. I'm a Jimmy Butler fan. Like I would even say I'm a Jimmy Butler fan before I'm a Heat fan, to be honest with you. But I, from Jimmy Butler's perspective, right? If I've been here, I'm thinking like I'm talking like as if I'm Jimmy Butler here, right? Been here what 4 or 5 years now,
Yep.
and you giving me nothing. Why am I gonna bust my butt in the regular season, 82 games, just to have to keep doing that in the playoffs, dropping 50 something points? You know what I mean? But with no help.
But
Eventually,
hold on though, Josh. Hold on though, Josh.
uh-huh.
My stance on this, and I think the Miami Heat stance on this as well, because this is Jimmy Butler's fault. He let it go too far. So what I mean by that is he misses the third regular season game. Bro, come on. He already missed the preseason game due to a toothache. Cool. Now you missed the third regular season game. His agent came out and said, listen, he was dealing with injury. There is maybe only a few games where he legitimately did not want to play, which is crazy to me. That is crazy to me. Okay, and then also too, think about it. Even when he's playing, we all know, we've seen it. There's some games where he just doesn't look like he's there. 8 shots, barely passing the ball. He's always passing the ball. He doesn't really seem like he's engaged. Now, that's why Pat Riley's pissed off. Because if Jimmy Butler is given a 65 games of Jimmy Butler, I'm not saying playoff Jimmy. Jimmy Butler that's engaged. I'm cool with him missing the rest.
But that's been Jimmy Butler. I mean, I may be the wrong person to ask because I don't care about the regular season. I really don't. I think that in there are pockets in the season in which you know what I mean. You're going on a run where you're playing Indiana, Milwaukee, Sixers back to back, and you got to turn up for the sake of the matchup. You know what I mean? To see what it really looks like when you're at full strength going hard, they're at full strength going hard. To see what the matchup is looking like going into the playoffs. But in terms of an 82 game season, if you take off and we're playing the Sacramento Kings, I don't care. We're not going
I
to see
agree
this
with
like
that.
team.
But I agree with that. Hold on though. But
Mhm.
especially last season, the last few games of the regular season that were pivotal, because the thing is, the Eastern Conference race was so tight.
Yeah,
Jimmy Butler was trolling in the Philly game. He was trolling in the Indiana game.
but maybe he
Those are
was
the
hurt.
games,
If he's
huh?
hurt, he's hurt. You know what I mean? Like,
But my man, we don't. But the thing is, if you on the court, allegedly he was dealing with injury. We don't know. But when you're on the court, that's all we can go off of. Because
but
remember,
didn't he get didn't he get surgery after the season?
no.
He didn't
But
get surgery,
no. But he's running around here saying, "Oh well, if I was healthy, I would have beat Boston." That's fine.
bro.
But when
All
he
of that, bro. All of that is just old man Pat Riley stuck in his ways. I get it. That's how you want to run your thing. But what him going on the pot? That's and all things considered, if he's healthy, why shouldn't we believe we would have beat Boston or Indiana or the
and
Knicks?
then
You know what I mean?
lastly, a lot of people say that they didn't get Jimmy Butler help. That's kind of a lie, because Jimmy Butler was the one who wanted Kyle Lowry. Kyle Lowry came over here when he could have went to any other franchise. He knew what it was
Bro,
about. He knew, and remember, I know a lot of people
that's
are gonna
not
say, "Well, we
that's
should
not
have
help.
traded him." This, that, and the third. Jimmy Butler went on the podium and said that Kyle Lowry is not going nowhere. What does that tell you?
He's a
Kyle
good
Lowry came
teammate,
over here.
bro. He's supposed to be a good. What is he supposed to say? Get on the podium. He's a good leader. He's supposed to get on the podium and say, "Yeah, he's out of here." Come on, bro. What are we talking about, bro? At the end of the day, man, all of that, like, you got to be able to separate what's actually happening on the court from the other stuff of him jumping on the little interview and saying, if I was healthy, bro, he's supposed to have that confidence. Like, I think part of the reason why we're being held back is because we're being run by a guy who's 80 years old. When you look at the other teams in the NBA that are thriving, young GMs. Look at Boston, young GM. Look at what's buddy in
From OKC.
OKC, Presti,
Dan,
Presti, right?
Dan Presti.
Man, look, he's too old at this point, man. The whole like, we're looking at, like, even if you look at this kid Kel'le Ware, right? Like, he's these kids can't come in and contribute right away, and Jimmy's about to be like 35, 36. Like, at the end of the day, they're not helping him. It may not even be Pat Riley. It may be that Mickey Harrison just doesn't want to spend money on this team, right? And that just may be what it is. But I don't think Jimmy Butler should get this blame. I don't think people should even be talking about Jimmy Butler missing games until we have a legitimate like, the way I look at it, right? We missed out on Bradley Beal. Okay, maybe that was a good thing. He looks like he's been
Yes.
kind of trash. Missed out on Kyrie. Missed out on Donovan Mitchell. Missed out on everybody
But
we try
look,
to go for.
but Donovan Mitchell, he wanted to clearly.
KD missed out on KD.
But look, Donovan Mitchell wanted to stay in Cleveland. Okay, clearly. So we have nothing
No,
to
I
do with
mean,
that.
I mean before he went to Cleveland. I mean, when he was still in Utah,
Yeah, yeah.
and you know what I mean. It's
But
just
that's
like
on Danny Ainge, because Danny Ainge, you got to understand, Danny Ainge is a thief. So if you're gonna
he
get,
is.
3, 4 first round picks, he's gonna go with that deal. Don't get me wrong. Could the Miami have done a better job in terms of putting high level role players around Jimmy Bam and Tyler? I agree with you on that. But the star thing was kind of far fetched, bro. Like, look at last year with Damian Lillard.
It's not
The
far fetched. We're in
the,
Miami,
hold on.
bro.
That with Damian Lillard, the NBA sent Dame a letter and said you cannot say Miami Heat only when Kevin Durant and James Harden said they want to go to where they want to go. James Harden flew to
But they had
China.
they had a they had a list.
James Harden flew to China and said and was dissing Daniel Morey and said he wanted to go to the Clippers. And where did he end up? The Clippers. Kevin Durant said he wanted to go to the
No, but
Miami Heat.
even James Harden there, he had a list. James Harden had a list of two or three teams. And listen, I'm not even saying that it's right for them to come out and be like, Dame, You know what I mean? Because it did come out later that he had a couple other teams on that list, right? It was just, he really wanted to come to Miami. But I'm like, like at the end of the day, man, business is also about relationships, right? And if you have GMs that are not willing to do business with you for whatever reason, that has to be taken into consideration too. You know what I mean? Because the man wanted to come here. We have assets. Clear, they didn't want Tyler Hero, but we could have thrown in some. You know what I mean? Get the man here. He wanted to come here. Damian Lillard paired with. Let me ask you this question: Do you think Jimmy Butler plays more of those games if Damian Lillard is here?
I
Think
think
he
so.
maybe you think maybe he finds a way to get onto the court?
I think so because at the end of the day, think about it. With that trio, which the NBA didn't want to happen, I don't care what anyone says. The NBA did not want a parade down Biscayne Boulevard again. We're still reaping the punishments of the big three, unfortunately, and a lot of people don't understand that. Bro, Dame was the missing piece because he gives you that offense. You have an Olympian and one of if not the best two-way players in the NBA in Bam Adebayo, okay, with a
Yeah.
scorer with Damian Lillard and with Jimmy Butler at least being not even playoff Jimmy, but just a 20 and 8 type of guy. I think that's enough.
We would have came out the East, dude.
We would have came out, especially how we saw how everybody was
Easily.
injured. He was
Easily. You
he
got
was
Bam on one wing, Jimmy on the other wing. They would have shut Tatum and Brown. First of all, Tatum shut himself down. He
yeah,
wasn't scoring nothing.
no,
You know what I mean? So you telling me Jalen Brown would have beat us by himself? Come on, bro.
no.
It would have been over with. But I still think that it's time for Pat Riley to just hang it up, man. When you're this whole drill sergeant era of the look at Caleb Martin. He didn't even give us an opportunity to match.
That's
He
cap. Hold
didn't
on,
because he
that's
didn't
cap.
want to be here.
They offered him 65 million, and he thought he was him. He thought he was him, and he thought he was gonna get 15 mil per year. He didn't. His agent didn't understand the new CBA. There's no money like that no more. Besides the main star players, he thought he was him. You're telling me, look,
Look
because
at
I
the
was arguing
Knicks.
with. I told Heat fans he was coming off of a down year. How are we gonna give you a $30 million raise?
Regardless if he was coming off of a down year or not, he's the third best player on the team. Third
Uh,
best player on the team. In terms of impact, Tyler Hero's hurt every postseason.
you're
It was
right.
Jimmy. It was Jimmy. Bam. Caleb Martin was the. As a matter of fact, when Jimmy was out, Caleb Martin was leading the team in scoring. You know what I'm saying? And then on top of that, bro, I think you have to look at the teams like look at the Knicks, bro. You got a team. You got the drill sergeant team, like the Miami Heat, calling out their superstar player, and then you got the Knicks, where their superstar player, they're bringing all his boys in from Villanova. There's two ways to do things. You know what I'm saying? And then what does he do in return? You guys bringing all my boys over. You're trying to make this a good environment, not only a winning environment, but a fun environment. I'm gonna take 100 million less than I can take, so my boys can get paid too. So you guys can put together the team you need, bro. It works. It works both ways. You can't get your star player no help, call him out in the offseason just because he had some confidence in himself. Do all of this, you know what I mean? Not make any moves for 5 years, bringing in a bunch of undrafted players and saying, "Oh, why don't you want to play, Jimmy?" And then
That's facts.
you know what I'm saying? It works both ways in business. It works both ways. Why am I gonna go out here and Kim? I'm 35 years old. I know we're not gonna win. You know what I'm saying? You think I'm gonna go bust my behind out here just to let Nikola Jokic drop a quadruple double on us? You know what I'm saying? Like we don't have help. They don't. How about maybe getting a big man? You know what I'm saying? Like Bam is a great defensive player. Don't get me wrong, but he can't do everything.
I agree.
And that's the main reason why on offense he's just a pick setter because he's tired. He's
Tired.
guarding he's guarding the other team's best player night in and night out every night, 82 games in the regular season plus however many games in the playoffs. And then people look at him, why isn't his offense developing? Because he's tired. Look at him in FIBA, splash, splash.
Flash.
When he doesn't have to do everything, bro.
I agree.
They need to get players. And this get like Boston, they got three people on the Olympic team. You know what I'm saying? You got to build out your team. You got the Knicks, who they have a nice a nice full roster where they don't have like top heavy superstars or nothing like that, but they have, you know what I mean, a lot of quality players. You got Brunson, you got OG, you got Julius Randle. Now you're adding in what's buddy's name that just came over?
Mikal Bridges.
Mikael Bridges, Josh Hart, Devin bro. These guys, like, you know what I'm saying? They have a nice filled out roster, and then you look at our roster, and then it's like Bam Adebayo, Jimmy, and then Thomas Bryant. Like, what are we doing? Yeah, and then they want to get mad at Jimmy over little small shit. Bro, let Jimmy want to say what he want to say. The only reason why we're even relevant in the last couple of years is because of Jimmy Butler dropping 60 in the playoffs by himself, bro.
I agree.
And he wasn't healthy 1 year, bro. And you gonna come on and say, well, Jimmy Butler should have been playing. You should have did your job. Let's put it this way. I believe Jimmy Butler has done his job better in the last 3 to 4 years, and Pat Riley has done his job in the last 3 to 4 years. So how about
I
we
agree.
look ourselves in the mirror, and if you want to come out in the press conference and say all this shit about Jimmy, how about you also say all the mishaps and all the opportunities that you missed to bring superstars here, superstar after superstar after superstar missed. Let's throw all those superstars out the window. Why can't we get any role players in South Beach? We
But
have a
look,
star
hold on though.
player here.
There's a lot of people that call Mickey cheap. The problem is that we're paying the wrong combination of guys. Terry's he's making 20 plus.
That's on Pat. That's on Pat.
Tyler's making 20 plus.
That's
Duncan
on Pat.
Robinson was making 20.
That's
And
on
then you
Pat.
have Jimmy and Bam.
That's on Pat.
I
That's
agree
what I'm
with you.
saying.
I
And
agree.
then I don't believe a lot of these gyms like Pat. You know
No,
what I
they
mean?
don't. They have a
I
lot
don't
of
think
hatred
they
for him.
exactly. And if for no other reason, let's say he had a perfect run, you can't really conduct bid like people. I say the same thing about Danny Ainge. Nobody wants to do business with Danny Ainge.
Because he's a
He's
thief.
probably he's probably like the word. Look at what he's asking for Laurie Marketing, bro. Come on, bro. What are we talking about? Like if you're not a likable guy in business, it's gonna be hard for you to, you know what I'm saying, to maneuver. But I really I think it's more on Pat than it is on Jimmy, man. Has Jimmy been perfect? No. But like in a workplace, like a matter of fact, I'm getting ready to leave where I'm at right now because I feel like every time I go, I'm just there by myself. You know what I mean? And if somebody does come up, they're pairing me. I'm working with people who don't speak English. You know what I'm saying? And then they're just like, "Hey, figure it out." I don't speak Creole, bro. And everybody around me speaks Creole, and they just tell me figure it out, bro. And then like after a while, like, you know what I mean? It's like I'm done here, bro. You know what I mean? I've done what
Um,
I can do. I've
what
put forth I've put my best foot forward when I was sick. I put my best foot forward when I was injured. I put my best foot forward when I felt great. And you guys gave me nothing. You know what I'm saying? The whole way through, you guys gave me nothing. It's not like there was no opportunities. There was hella opportunities, man. Hella
what do you?
opportunities. Why didn't Paul George consider Miami? He went to Philly,
But a
knowing
lot of
Joel Embiid's gonna get hurt in the playoffs.
but a lot of people don't realize they don't want Tyler and they don't want Duncan, and if they do, they don't want them at that price.
At that contract. Those are
They
two of the
don't like
worst
him at that
contracts
price.
in the NBA. Tyler Hero is gonna come, so he's gonna go to whatever new team he's gonna go to, break his hand, talk shit about the team on social media, not score no buckets unless it's the regular season when nobody cares anyway. And then in the playoffs, if he's on the court, he's gonna get hunted on defense over and over and over again, like they did in the 2020 finals, what the Lakers did to him in the 2020 final. He's literally unplayable because LeBron's going to call him in the pick and roll and bully him the whole time. He's not a great player, and we're paying him like he's getting buckets on the other end. He's not. He's putting
So
up bad shots. He
so
can't
Josh,
defend anybody.
what do we do for the future then? Before we close, how do we rectify this? Do we get like a guy like De'Aaron Fox to pair with Bam? Because I like our young core: Jaime, Jovic, Kel'le Ware, Bam Adebayo, Tyler Hero.
Darren Fox doesn't do anything for us. We need not only a number one scoring option, but they need to be able to shoot the three ball at a high clip. I think
Who?
Damian Lillard was perfect,
Yeah,
and
he
and I
was.
and I think if we let me think, Damian Lillard, who else would actually put us?
Donovan Mitchell, unfortunately.
But I think he's gonna
Yeah.
resign.
Hey, listen, which he's a fool to do that because guess what? Jared Allen said
He
that the
is.
lights were too bright. He said that the lights were too bright. Mobley can't score
That's
to
a
save.
crazy statement too. I
He
don't
said
know
the
why he
lights
would
were too
say that,
bright in the
bro.
playoffs. Mobley, that bump, bro. Listen, man.
Yeah, I mean,
Darius
yeah,
Garland, what is he gonna do for you? They're two small guards. What are they gonna do in the playoffs?
yeah. They can't defend anything. You know what I mean?
Okay, then. So yeah, who? So
Yeah,
who do you
yeah.
pair
That's
with Bam in the
definitely
future?
no, bro. The tough answer, bro, is nobody. I think you.
Anthony Edwards?
Uh, he's not. I mean, how much? I think he just resigned. He
No,
might
no, no.
ask
That's
for a
fine.
trade,
That's fine.
but I mean, he won't be here in time to pair with Jimmy Butler, bro.
No, no, no. I'm
Like we
talking about the
need.
future with the young core because this Jimmy Butler
If
thing.
we're talking about the future, we get what we can for Jimmy Butler right now. We
Okay.
get what we can for Bam right now.
No,
We
no,
let,
no. Bam's not going nowhere. You're crazy.
bro. I mean, if we're talking about the future, bro,
No,
we're not
Bam is.
winning anytime soon, bro. We just
Which I
build up
agree.
Kalel. We're not. We just build up this young kid, Kel'le Ware, Jamie, Jaquez. Who else we got? We got some young players who can ball now. You know what I mean? I think we develop these young players, see what they turn into. Maybe you're right. Maybe we keep Bam, see what these young players turn into. Maybe one of these young stars, like you never know what's gonna happen. You got Paolo. Is he gonna stay a Magic for the rest of Orlando Magic for the rest of his career? I doubt it. You know what I mean?
I don't think
Is
Anthony Edwards is staying in
hell
Minnesota.
in Minnesota for his whole career? Yeah,
No.
right.
Yeah,
That's
right.
not happening. You know what I mean? So I think that you know what I mean. The Jimmy era in terms of winning is done. We folded. We had bro. It's over, bro.
Well,
We had years and years and years and multiple players we could have paired with him. And the thing about Jimmy Butler's play style, dude, we could have paired anybody, dude. Even guys like because Jimmy Butler can be a number one option. I believe, and because we have Coach Spo, right? I believe guys like Bradley Beal would be, even though he's ass in Phoenix, I think he would have been, you know, exponentially better under Spo. You know what I mean? And next to Jimmy. And so I only say that to bring the point, we don't need an A+ guy because if you bring in a B- guy and put him in Miami, I believe he'll be an A- guy in Miami.
I agree.
The only problem is they brought in what is Terry Rozier, a C player. You know what I'm saying? And we just right under where we needed. I just think they're riding Spo too much, bro. Like he's a
Yep.
great coach, but give him a little something. You know what I'm saying? He's
I agree.
over there. He's a top three coach in the NBA right now, and I think he's number one. You know,
Absolutely.
based on talent. Like if you put Steve Kerr in Miami, I don't think they even make the play in.
Listen, Steve Kerr actually benefited from Mark Jackson. So and that's a whole nother conversation.
That's true. I believe so too. And he had the two best shooters in NBA history
But
to
Josh,
help him out.
as we close, where can the people find you on Twitch and social media?
Twitch, um, on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, at King Slap'em, KingSlapem. It's an old gamer tag. I've been running that gamer tag. It's my little gaming tag since middle school, if not before that. Yeah, sixth grade. So I've just been running with it. That's at King Slap'em, KingSlapem on Twitch, on Instagram, and on Twitter or X, or whatever you want to call it these days.
Guys, so make sure that you guys head over to his platform, subscribe, follow, do all that stuff, join his streams. Guys, make sure that you guys hit that subscribe button. We're going to continue to bring on more fans and to get their opinions. Once again, hit that subscribe button and thank you guys for all the support.